You've been trying to move forward. You've whispered to yourself, it was just a moment, just a spark. But in the silence of your nights, when the world quiets and nothing distracts you from what you feel, something deeper stirs. And the angels say, no, dear soul, you were never just a phase. This connection, this ache you still carry, wasn't born of illusion. Heaven knows. Heaven saw. Heaven sent. The angels reveal that long before your eyes met his, your spirits already knew each other's names. You didn't just stumble into his life, you were placed there. Placed with purpose. To shake him. To awaken something long buried. He tried to keep things light. Brief. Detached. He thought he was in control. But from the moment he felt your energy, something cracked. The angels whisper that you came into his path like soft thunder, not loud, but impossible to ignore. Your essence lingers in him. Not like perfume. Like truth. He'll pretend you were temporary. That what you shared was fleeting. But in his silence, your name still echoes. In his solitude, your presence still warms. You weren't a phase. You were the light through which he saw himself, for the first time without the masks. And that scares him. Because people don't forget those who reveal them to themselves. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Ephesians 2 verse 10 he hides well. Behind routines, small talk, and quiet withdrawal. But the angels reveal, there are battles within him that even he doesn't fully understand. You, radiant soul, walked into his life and stirred what he spent years suppressing. This isn't about you not being enough. This is about him being terrified that you are. The angels say, he carries memories that sting. Relationships where love turned into loss. Words he never said and wounds that never healed. And now, standing in front of you, his heart trembles, not because it doesn't feel, but because it feels too much. You didn't just touch his surface. You reached his depths. That sacred space no one had dared to approach in years. And that forced him to pull back. He wears strength like armor, but the angels see through it. They see the boy inside the man, the one still afraid of not being chosen, not being enough, not being safe. So he steps back. Not out of indifference, but out of self-preservation. His heart is a garden filled with both roses and thorns, and he doesn't know how to let you in without hurting you or himself. The angels ask you to understand this. His silence is not absence. It is a defense mechanism. His distance is not rejection. It is fear. And no, it's not your responsibility to heal him. But your light, your presence, your unwavering truth, it's already doing more than you realize. You've been pouring from a sacred cup, offering love, presence, patience, even when it cost you your peace. The angels lean in close and whisper, do not forget your own light while holding space for another's storm. There is a strength in you that doesn't shout. It simply endures. But endurance without care becomes erosion. He may be figuring out his heart, but you, beloved, must tend to yours. Not every silence needs to be filled. Not every distance requires closure. Sometimes, love means staying with yourself. The angels remind you, love is not self-abandonment. They've seen you waking up early with a heaviness in your chest. They felt the weight you carry, the questions, the waiting, the wondering. And still, they see how you keep your soul soft. You were never meant to dim your essence to be understood. You were never meant to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's healing. You are not here to chase, to fix, to convince. You are here to be, to bloom, to rise in your fullness, and let those meant to walk beside you meet you there. He may come closer one day, but even if he doesn't, your worth remains unshaken. The angels are surrounding you with light now. Let that light return inward. Let it warm you. Let it remind you, you are already whole. There's a reason he looks at you the way he does, with longing, confusion, sometimes even anger. The angels reveal, you are his mirror. And that reflection is awakening shadows he long buried. You didn't try to change him. You simply existed. And that was enough to unravel the stories he told himself about who he is, what love is, and what he's capable of. You walked into the room, and without saying a word, you lit it. And suddenly, he couldn't hide. Not from you. Not from himself. The angels whisper, she showed him what truth looks like, and it frightened him. Because to be truly seen is both a blessing and a reckoning. In your softness, he saw the parts of himself that are still afraid to be soft. In your strength, he remembered the times he collapsed. In your stillness, he felt the noise inside him. You didn't expose him. His soul recognized itself in you. And that kind of recognition? It doesn't let you go. It lingers. It pulls. But not everyone is ready to meet their own reflection. The angels are holding you in grace. Because being the mirror is not easy. It's lonely, it's sacred, it's brave. And they want you to know, even if he runs, what he saw in you will forever live in him. He doesn't say much. Maybe nothing at all. But the angels speak of the subtle shifts, the pauses, the glances, the hesitation before walking away. He is awakening. Not in fireworks, but in flickers. A dream he can't forget. A scent that brings you to mind. A song that suddenly feels like a memory. The angels reveal, you have opened a door in him. And no matter how tightly he tries to close it, light seeps through. He walks through his days haunted, not by you, but by how he felt when he was with you. Unmasked. Unarmored. Undeniably seen. This feeling, once foreign, is now familiar. And though he may not fully understand it, he can no longer ignore it. The angels whisper, he's not who he was before you. And he knows it. There's a restlessness growing inside him. Not because of lack, but because of truth. He feels it in his chest, a soft ache that grows louder in silence. He begins to remember what it felt like to feel. And that remembrance is sacred. This is the beginning. The unraveling. The sacred discomfort before the surrender. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 17. He comes close, then vanishes. Sends a message, then disappears again. Leaves a door open, but never walks through it. And you ask yourself, why does he keep returning if he doesn't stay? The angels answer gently, because part of him has already chosen you, and part of him still doesn't feel worthy. This is not about games. This is about cycles. Cycles rooted in fear. In the familiar pain of loss. In the illusion that it's safer to live half-heartedly than to risk being undone by love. The angels say he has tasted the sacred, in your presence, in your words, in your unwavering truth. And though it terrified him, it also healed something. So he leaves to forget. And comes back to remember. This dance, forward, back, pause, isn't rejection. It's a soul wrestling with surrender. He is caught in the tide between old wounds and new hope. You are not the cause of his confusion. You are the reason it no longer fits. The angels are clearing space around you now. They ask you to release the need to understand his timing. Let your peace be your boundary. And remember, even when he steps away, your light does not. You didn't demand to be chosen. You didn't chase, beg, or prove yourself. You simply loved, and that changed everything. The angels reveal, your love reached him in ways even he cannot explain. It wasn't the kind of love that asked for conditions. It wasn't loud or flashy. It was presence. Consistency. The sacred kind of love that heals quietly. He remembers how your voice calmed his storms. How your silence didn't punish, it embraced. How your absence made everything else feel empty. This is why he can't forget you. Because your love didn't just touch his heart. It touched his soul. And when a soul is touched by that kind of light, it doesn't return to sleep. The angels whisper, she didn't try to fix him. She simply saw him as whole, and that was enough to begin the healing. Even from a distance, your energy remains a balm, a reminder of who he could be, of what love could feel like without fear. He may never find words to thank you, but in his quiet moments, he does. In his turning back, in the softness of his gaze, in the way his soul still leans toward you, even when his body doesn't. You were never just a chapter. You were the remedy. There are nights when you question everything, when the silence feels too loud, and your heart wonders if any of it was real. The angels gather close in those moments, because they know something you don't. This connection was written long before the ache began. They whisper, "You are not lost. You are being guided." It's not random that your paths crossed. It's not coincidence that even now, you feel his energy pulsing through yours. This is a guided unfolding, a divine choreography beyond what you can see. There are delays, detours, divine pauses. Not as punishment, but as preparation. The angels are walking beside him too, stirring his heart, softening his fears, breaking old chains. You may not see it, but they do. He is being gently drawn toward the truth he's long avoided. And you, beloved, are being protected while he remembers who he really is. This isn't just your journey, it's a sacred reunion in progress. And although you cannot control its timing, you are already a part of its miracle. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. He speaks in half-truths. Loves with hesitation. Touches, then pulls away. And you wonder, what is he so afraid of? The angels see the wounds he hides. The ones carved not by you, but by a past that taught him love was dangerous. He doesn't fear you. He fears what you awaken. Because with you, everything feels too real, too raw, too unguarded. You don't just make him feel love, you make him feel exposed. And the angels whisper, he's never met someone who didn't need him to perform, but simply needed him to be. That is terrifying for someone who built his worth around walls. He fears being fully seen, and fully abandoned. So he loves you halfway. Just enough to feel close. Not enough to risk the fall. But his soul aches for more. The angels reveal that even in his silence, he longs to be chosen, not for the version he presents, but for who he is beneath it all. And he knows you see that man. The one he doesn't even show to himself. That knowing? It's both his deepest comfort and his greatest fear. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name, you are mine. Isaiah 43 verse 1.